Welcome back, everyone. We're here once again with the HoN SEA Tournament Qualifiers. We have another single elimination match coming up for you here where we have Lotus Casebook on the Legion side, going to be taking on BunTengLa on our Hellborn side. Love the names, by the way. I'm What You Got, going to be your main shoutcaster, and I finally got another co-caster here. A couple games solo casted. I got Dutch Otage on the line here with me. Thanks for joining me, Dutch. My voice was starting to take a hard turn there.
I imagined you like just sitting in front of the window like a big-eyed puppy looking for another caster. Why would anyone join me?
I love puppies, man. I love your reference.
Okay. Have you seen any of these teams before?
All right, so the ones in this match, I don't recognize anybody here, but I will say I did in one of the earlier series, I recognized some of the names. Because we did cast, I think it was like 2 weekends ago, a Mid-Wars Cup. Or no, sorry, not a Mid-Wars Cup, a Amateur Cup, where some of the SEA and Thai teams were playing. So there were some names that looked familiar. But outside of that, no, a lot of these players I am not familiar with.
Okay, so I haven't really watched any of the Thai games. But I can imagine since like Thai communities and European communities don't intermingle as much, I can imagine there's quite a difference in like metas and what are comfort picks. And I remember, for example, like from a long time ago, you probably remember that as well, like with Sync playing in Thailand, that like Silhouette was like a staple hero for one of the teams there.
And it was first picked in first series today. Like literally first picked out of the gates, and it's blind banned here in this one.
Yeah, like it's a hero you never see in like European or NA matches, which because like NA and EU they intermingle, right? So the metas automatically gets mixed, and they adapt certain aspects from each other. Mm-hmm. But this is fascinating for me always to see like how different, communities, how different metas evolve in those communities.
Well, some things to point out here before we get more into the game is that this is actually casual mode, so it's not normal mode. They actually have like, I believe it's you get bonus gold per second, and also I think you don't. I think denies work a little bit differently as well. Like you don't get full XP denied when a creep gets denied, and I think you don't lose gold, like you said, when you die. So there are some differences in the mode, but also they're playing on the old map, the one Clone War map. So there's a lot of differences actually, which I think can also determine like metas and stuff with heroes. So it's very, very different how they play. We've seen a lot of Dr. Repulsor bans almost in every single game.
I can like imagine Dr. Repulsor being very oppressive in casual modes, because in the Dr. Repulsor just becomes a gank machine once you get like icon and stuff.
Yeah.
And blacksmith pick.
Oh, we got a first game here with Dutch. We got his favorite hero, perhaps the blacksmith.
Well, you know what? Like the way I view blacksmith is every time you cast this like a Q, it's exciting. Right?
True.
Because like if you use Q on a Witch Slayer, you know he's gonna get stunned. It's boring. You cast Q on a blacksmith, you might just accidentally one-shot him.
Might just kill him by accident. Gotta love it.
Exactly. No, but another hero like that we see here, for example, like Pestilence. I can imagine that being quite a decent hero as well, because the laning phase is just shorter and less important. Because gold is more easily gotten, So we just like these. I can imagine these heroes that scale into the late game, but that can also like have some early presence. I don't know. What is a good example of that? Maybe Valkyrie is something, or Tarot could maybe be something that we see more often. Or Fate even, like heroes that like lack of farming ability.
Yeah.
But are very dominant in the late game. I can imagine those are a lot more dominant or a lot more popular in these modes.
Yeah, so even going back from the first blind band phase, we talked about Syl and Doctor, but there's Chronos, Bubbles, Magebane, and Snow Reaper.
Oh, Chronos,
Magebane's been pretty popular the whole, like, all the games I've been casting. He's either picked or banned. Same with Bubbles. They blind ban Bubbles, like, every game. Not, like, a really popular hero in NAEU too much.
Yeah, I can see Magebane being also a very popular response pick to, you know, Doctor, Parallax, those kind of heroes. Because, you know, whenever you have a Parallax in your team and the enemy has a Magebane, you're a walking time bomb.
Yeah.
If anything comes within like 300 radius of you, you both get blown up.
Yeah, we've even seen Wretched Hag picked against Magebane, and the Wretched Hag team won. So Hag's been pretty popular today. She's been picked up a lot.
Hag is exactly also like one of those heroes that can just scale into the late game so efficiently.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's been pretty solid. We even saw, I think it was last match, Hag got 1v2'd in her own short lane. Didn't get much farm, but was still 500 GPM, so she still had a lot of impact. And now we're seeing picks come out like Sandwraith on top of the Parallax. Vindicator now as well. Pretty, I would call him a greedier support.
I think Vindicator is also specifically a counter to the Bensington pick here.
Yeah.
Because the Bensington, I don't know if every avatar has this, but I believe so. You know, if you start casting ultimates, I
think it's if you cast it within vision. I think if you cast it in fog, I don't think you can hear the sound. Is that how it works?
I think it is. But so when the shadow starts appearing,
yeah,
I believe that is you're not actually done casting it,
right?
Because the Benston ultimate, it has 2-second channel time, and then like I think 1 second travel time or something. But the shadow starts appearing, and I think if you press ultimate on Vindicator at that point,
you cancel the channeling.
Yeah, and it just makes Bensington's like ability to join the team fights a lot less reliable in general, which means that his split push potential just becomes so much less. But I'm guessing that split pushing is like less popular of an approach in these kinds of
I think
matches.
so. From what I've seen so far, it seems like they do a lot of grouping up after laning phase. And I will say it's interesting. They picked the Sandwraith pretty early here on Legion. They counter like response picked with Benzington, so they wanted that like counter global presence.
Oh, what's
Benzi can always ultimate. He can always ultimate after the Sandwraith ports in somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said something about Cersei?
Yeah, was Cersei banned? I don't think so, right?
I don't believe so.
Because like,
we didn't really talk too much about bans this game.
No.
Pearl, Bushwhack, Panda, Predator, Behemoth, Dark Lady.
But
doesn't
like,
that look very different?
Yeah, talking about bans only really makes a lot of sense if you know the meta.
True.
Like, it's this same thing when I was like casting mid wars. Like, talking about bans is like, I know which heroes in my like would make sense to be popular in my opinion, or like in my imagination, but I can't really say much more about it. Can I also just say that seeing this map is a nostalgia trip and a half for me?
That's what Doze was kind of hinting at as well. It was basically, without saying the word nostalgia, I said it for him. I said, yeah, it's very nostalgic to see the old map again.
Yeah. It's like there's these spots like that I completely forgot. For example, in the Legion jungle, you have this like pillar in the middle here. It's amazing ward spot. Do you have that in the Hellborn as well? Not really, right?
Not really. I don't think so.
No, not
something that's worth me telling you, I guess, is that supports are not playing with Zomos. I think it's either banned or not allowed.
Yeah, that makes sense, because like support is a lot less. Oh, by the way, Vindicator actually trying to double pull here by eating through the trees there, but not managing to do it.
Unfortunately, he was getting counter pressured, I guess, a little bit by the blacksmith.
Yeah,
they run these double melee lanes a lot too, like Armadon Blacksmith right now. See a lot of these double melee lanes.
I can imagine that because the laning phase is just so much less less long in general. You know, because denies are just not the thing. That's also already something that actually shortens the laning phase. Because you just reach level 6 so much earlier. But also, like, because buying region is the same costs. If you just get more gold or like lose less gold on a death, then you automatically have more resources to use on region. So harassment is not as much of an issue. If you understand what I'm trying to say there.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm looking at this matchup between Hag and Parallax. Looks like Hag's winning for now.
Yeah, Hag should win that. Look at the difference in base damage. Parallax's base damage is one of the bigger issues of his like middle laning phase. Because this is level 4 Parallax.
Well, interestingly enough, he doesn't really have any items. He just has a hatchet and a mana battery as well. So that makes it even worse for himself. He's not investing into any stats.
Yeah, but maybe like you just go for the idea of, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna win the last hit war against Hag. So I'm just gonna use my Q to get the last hits. Or whatever last hits I can, you know? And just go for a fast bottle, which he has been doing, but like against Hag is a lot more damage.
All in, we're gonna have the Bloodlust skill come out. Sandwraith actually gets credit for that one. They get the counter kill here onto the Vindicator with the spines. So Blacksmith was the first one to fall.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, mid lane, counter pressure. Don't think it's enough. No mana on the Hag. Parallax steps backwards.
I believe you're like a little bit ahead of me, funny enough. So
my in-game is at 335, 36, 37.
Yeah, okay, so you're 3 or 4 seconds ahead of me for some reason.
Oh. I don't even know how that's possible. I started from the very start of the replay.
Okay, we're going to have to figure out like a new method.
Are we synced up though? I'm at 350, 351, 352, 353, 54, 355.
I don't know. I can skip 5 seconds ahead, but then we still have the same issue.
Yeah. Parallax is gonna die here to Wretched Hag. The Bad Blast coming out. Gets caught out in the bot river.
Okay.
Yeah, if you hold your finger down on F, it'll fast forward in 8x speed. Then you can just let go and it'll release it.
So what time are you at right now?
Alright. 418, 419, 420, 421, 422, 423, 424.
Yeah, okay. This is fine. Approximately synced.
Alright.
But I'm a little bit curious. Also, a little bit surprised that Blacksmith does not choose to level the E early on here.
Yeah, it's a bit odd to go Flaming Hammer with an Armadon in this lane, right? So the magic damage doesn't really... The minus magic armor doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, it's 100 damage, which is decent, right? And the slow, of course. But...
The Armadon gets to run around faster.
Yeah, no, you should not use the E on the Armadon as Black... Because, like, if you use it on yourself, like, either Armadon gets 6% movement speed and 20 attack speed, or you get 16% movement speed and 30 attack speed.
True. Vindicator getting slowed up here.
And actually, Vindicator.
I think Armadon's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
One more spine plus auto attack will take him out. Yep.
Yeah, that slow is nasty early on. From the
I've seen a lot of Armadons today, and interestingly enough, they've been maxing out Snotstorm before the Armadillo on some of the games.
Yeah, I could see that.
Parallax comes in here with an Earth Shatter, takes out the Blacksmith, is out of mana now, does have a TP. It's gonna be fine for now, needs the bottle sip, doesn't have enough mana to TP home. Sandwraith ports in, is going for a dive here on the Armadon. A lot of return pressure though from the spine. Sandwraith needs to be careful for not dying here as well. So low on the Armadon. Yeah. Indicator does die.
I would have loved for Armadon to just pop Chalice and get like another W in there. Because he had 0 HP anyway, right? Might as well Chalice at that point, get another Spine in. But the Hag managed to snipe the Vindicator before Vindicator could finish off the Armadon.
Very nice. And I actually can't believe the Armadon survived there.
Sandwraith just doesn't do that much damage, right?
Yeah, he had to actually back off because of the tower, and the spines were just doing so much damage back to him.
Yeah, and like Sandwraith is a chasing hero, so you're always hitting the Armadon from the back.
Yep.
But what you said about Armadillo, right? About Armadon's max in the queue.
Yep.
It makes a lot of sense because like your damage output is not actually increasing if you get more levels in the Armadillo.
Right.
It's actually decreasing, funny enough.
Yeah, and just a couple stacks of the Snotstorm is like more than enough.
So much minus armor. Absolutely is, yeah.
Yeah,
especially if you can manage to stack like multiple, instances of minus armor.
In an earlier match, there was a Sulfuras on the other team who had 4.16 armor when I was casting, and he had maxed out Snotstorm. So literally 2 Snotstorms put him to minus armor.
Yep.
Which is you're pretty sad if you're Sulfuras at that point.
Yeah, but the issue with like Snotstorm in the early levels quite often is more the concern of mana. Especially with like the Spine Burst being 10 mana more expensive. It doesn't seem that much, but like another way to frame is
oh, we have a dive coming out here top lane. Pesty gets stunned up by the Benzington. Masterpiece are coming in. Miniaturization comes in on the Accursed. Can they lock him down? Here comes a big bad blast though. Double tap comes off for Wretched Hag. She deletes 2 targets. Sir Benzington, I think I heard the Nightfall, but it sounds like he cancelled it.
Yeah, I think he tried to cancel like Nightfall on top of those 2 targets there, but they were already dead.
Unfortunate, but great burst coming in from Hag there.
Yeah, that's just like the Hag map presence, you know? And that's just the strength of Hag. Unless you have like a good counter to something like a Hag, it's difficult to play against her. Because whenever you overextend, Hag is there and she can just catch up to you so easily.
Slayer pops a Veiled Rod here. Not sure who he's trying to gank, but he's baiting the Hag.
Sandwich Ultimate is currently up. So maybe they think like, okay, they want to do something with the Sandwich Ultimate, you know. Parallax goes in and then counting.
Going for the Parallax here though. Hag blinks in forward. Boom, Silver Bullet. I've been seeing a lot of Witch Slayer today, man. This hero looks really solid.
Yeah, I can imagine that. So I was actually talking with, I think, Jonas about Witch Slayer. It's like Witch Slayer is super popular in TMM, like in, our version of HoN as well.
Right.
But you don't really see him in competitive at all, right?
Right.
So okay, before I give my take, why do you think that's the case?
I think there's a couple reasons actually. Mainly because it's a defensive support meta with like fighting carries, as opposed to like hard carries. Yep, they're going in for a kill here on the Pesty, but the shield comes in from Accursed. Counter ultimate from the Sandwraith. Portson gets the kill on the Benzington. Parallax is here now with an Earth Shatter. Big damage coming in, takes out Wretched Hag. She can't blink away. Vindicator silences. But I'm not too sure about that silence actually, because it felt like the damage was already done. Maybe they felt like they were going to continue for a dive. They're swarming them from behind now with the Parallax and the Vindicator. Silence comes in. They have another silence from the Vindicator. Witcher gets bursted down. Blacksmith's all by himself. Here comes a Nightfall though from the Benzington. Oh.
Cancel it.
Yeah, he canceled it and just naturally TB's in. Okay.
I think he was just a little bit too afraid of them like counter killing him, which makes sense because like you're fighting into an Accursed. Accursed is a hero you just don't want to fight against. But what I found notably about all this is that Armadon was not there.
Yep.
Because you have an Armadon. What does Armadon want to do? You want to have Armadon in front. Yeah. Armadon also not picking up any magic armor here is.
I did notice that as well in a lot of other games. They weren't really prioritizing vestments.
Yeah, so I like in Force of Kavdar, as the way in normal mode is from the way I see it. Shaman
on the Cursed.
Oh yeah, with Witch Slayer I can imagine. Yeah, but like Force so like in normal modes. Oh sorry, they're jumping the Armadon here.
Look at Armadon. Yeah, the Barbed Armor is gonna wear off, and now Parallax here with the Earth Shatter is gonna do so much damage. Sandwraith kind of baited that a little bit. He's very low.
Yeah. What you want is the vestments partially so you can just buy Chalice and like just spam Chalice non-stop, have mana, and still have some HP regen.
Mm-hmm.
more than like I guess also because heroes scale slower, so physical damage usually like except for certain heroes like Pandemonium or whatever. But physical damage is more like something of the late game rather than something of the early game. Oh, and the jumping Parallax here.
It's the Mystic Rune here. Trying to get out of range of the Witch Slayer though. Sandwraith ports in. Needs to be careful to get caught by the Witch Slayer, who does have Silver Bullet. The illusions are still chasing the hag.
But does it kind of trigger you that he's not using his mana drain to kill the... Ah, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's only 10 mana.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, right? Like using the mini to kill an illusion is like that's 90 mana. That's not worth it. But the mana drain is such an efficient tool for that. But
do you want to go back to the Witch Slayer topic, or do you want to?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Because another reason is also you gain levels faster here in casual mode. Witch Slayer kind of is a level dependent support. You want to get level 6. And in laning phase, he could just be a feed machine sometimes. Like, we're seeing him die right there. Gets taken out by Parallax. Lensington counter jumps here with a Nightfall, though. Lands right on top. He's going to get silenced up, though.
Yeah.
The Curse presence there is just too strong. Had Pestilence as well in the area.
A Curse just heals so much, and the shield is not something that... Actually, the shield does a decent bit of damage, you know?
Yep. Returns 200 as well. Blocks 200, so...
Exactly. And like something that that sometimes is forgotten as well is that during the time that you're shielded, you can actually bottle up and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're blocking like full damage, so you can regen up and stuff. Yep.
So and that's just like definitely something that's more like early game focused, but yeah, like I absolutely agree, right? So Witch Slayer does well in my experience. In situations where... So now in situations where he's against a suicide.
Yeah. Okay, yep. Makes sense.
Because that's like where Witch Slayer's lockdown... He has a lot of lockdown without a lot of damage, basically, early on. You know, so he easily starts killing like these otherwise annoying to kill suicide heroes. And suicide is of course something that we see more... So we don't really see in competitive more in Team M a lot.
Yep.
Because jungle is just a big oof.
What is a noob?
Yep. Like jungle is like difficult to run right now. For various reasons, like not really worth getting into. But yeah, Witch Slayer is just one of the squishiest supports.
He's gonna find Parallax here with the mini. Chain stun combo from the 3 heroes. Oof. Hate to be Pook in game 2 there, getting just chain stun down.
Yep. I can imagine, like, oh, Blacksmith actually multicasting there.
Yeah, he pressed Q and it was more interesting than a Witch Slayer stun.
Yep. I love this hero. Literally like a lottery, a walking lottery. No, but the Witch Slayer is a different hero once he gets a PK.
He's almost got one, speaking of that. He's getting very close.
And you basically guarantee the PK after like minutes 15 to 20, I would say. Even if you're not doing super well in this mode. While in like, if you're suffering in normal, your PK can get delayed until like minute 35 or something. Yeah. And a hero that suffers from like a very similar issue, which I can also imagine is a lot more popular in this mode, is Behemoth.
True, yeah.
AB lockdown is...
The PK.
Yep.
That's perhaps why we keep seeing Behemoth bans.
Oh, it's actually getting banned a lot?
Oh yeah, it was banned this game as well. Second phase, I believe.
Oh, actually, top lane, look at this.
Yeah, the Sandwraith ultimate's coming out onto the Benzington. He already used his Joust. They're not going to be able to kill him, though.
So he ran into the Pestilence, and he just instantly jousted out.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Pestilence Ghost Marchers?
I don't really like it, but I think it's a little bit better when you have Alk Bones versus Steam Boots. I can understand it a little more, but I think like for my own personal taste, I think I would still rather have Steam Boots. I don't think you really need the like unit walking or like lack movement speed where you get that from the flight anyway. So
yeah, the flight is a bit awkward sometimes, especially early on. if you want to max your W. But I see actually a lot of like bestie players. You know, those 2 or 3 people that exist. Actually don't max the W, but like...
They max
no, not even, but like a little bit of both, you know? Like level 2 W, level 2 flight, then level 3 W, then level 3 flight, something like that, you know? Because the W is worthless if you can't actually reach your target. And level 1 Q is... You know, it says 60% movement speed. But like after you actually fly and the little O in the middle.
What did I miss here?
So
Vindy used his book. Oh, we had a Nightfall actually, right?
Yeah, so the hack jumped in with and used the ultimate, hits, I think only the accursed. And then the
DD on Parallax with Icon, by the way, Armadon ports in bottom. Ooh. Okay, yeah, continue.
Yeah, they lack like the long range initiation, but they have Witchlight Pika now, so that's hopefully gonna change things.
Pretty early, I would say. Pre 20 minutes is nice.
Yeah, but like the moment 700 HP, Sandwraith is gonna eat that Witchlight.
Nah, he can manage her in the illusion.
Yeah, but like let's say like Witchlight goes in, the counter initiation is something that you have to be afraid of.
Oh yeah, for sure. The final chapter from Vindy as well. By the way, Vindy picking up his own portal key. He's a mana ring too. He's really farmed.
Not like GPM wise, not that much.
Yeah, GPM wise, it's interesting. Not a lot, but he has a lot of actual items.
Yeah,
I would say. Bag blinks forward here, puts a haunt on him. That's pretty confident, though.
That is pretty ballsy. I guess he has a cursed right beside him, right? And like they're kind of in a driver's seat because they have no, they have Sandwraith ultimate up. They have the Parallax that's, you know, kind of scary with his icon right now.
Oh, final chapter comes out. Sandwraith ports in on the Benzington who used the Joust. It's enough. They used the 2 ultimates together. I'm really seeing the combination of Vindy and Sandwraith together. Like when people are alone, they can use the ultimates together, so there's no like counter jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, mid lane, oh, Richard Hack takes so much damage. Blacksmith does stun him up, but I think he's gonna die here.
Blacksmith forgot to multicast.
Yeah, he forgot to multicast. I agree.
Like, I keep telling this to people, but multicasting, the art of multicasting is all about believing. If you believe that you're going to multicast, yeah, no, he's not believing, exactly. He's not wanting it enough, you know? If you...
So they were actually killing both top lane and mid lane at the same time. That's always a pretty good sign when you're able to make kills happen in multiple lanes.
Yeah, so at the moment they have the Hellborn side on the back foot a lot. Because the Hellborn side is just afraid to make plays right now because of the counterplay potential. And we see that like the Legion side is not actually farming lanes that much unless there's an accursed behind, which is really good because, you know, the Witch Slayer can only really jump someone who is farming a lane. And if you're farming a lane but there's an accursed behind, well then the only option you have is to jump the accursed instead. But that's not something you want because, you know, you're not going to burst down an accursed with 1.6k HP who's also going for a staff.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. He's going for his own staff. And look who has a staff, by the way. Pestilence.
Yep. That is...
518 GPM. He's the top farmer in the game.
Yeah, like I can see Pestilence being a lot more popular in this mode. Because Pestilence with a staff suddenly, you know, also different hero. Oh, by the way, look at this. Parallax is invis, but he's right on top of Revward.
Oh, wow. No! Witch Slayer almost got him.
They knew he was there.
Yeah. I don't know if he either didn't react in time or he just barely got out of the Revward range.
He got barely out of the Revward range.
If he got minied there, it would have actually broke the invis as well.
Yep. Yeah, but like even if that didn't happen, he would have probably still died, right? Vindicator does have ultimate up though, actually. So maybe that can help. But yeah, like all these heroes that like lack good farming tools. You know, like Pestilence. Sandwraith, exactly. But like that are scary in the late game because minus 21 armor is... That's an oof, you know?
Oh yeah, really strong. They're diving bot lane with the two ultimates being used, Sandwraith and the Vindy. They used Earth Shatter as well. Third Icon charge picked up on the Parallax to look to pressure this tower as well. And Hag, by the way, was just about to finish her Grimoire, so she died. But yeah, doesn't really matter too much though. Doesn't lose the gold, but
yeah, it's still like just a good pickup because it gives a lot of gold, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And they're able to take out the tower now as well. Armadon's kind of taunting them to go on him, but not really.
Yeah, they're just not that interested. They're like just dodging the Armadon, which is, I would say, like how you should be playing this.
He's chasing the Parallax, so kind of deep. They're gonna counter jump on the Blacksmith here, just ignoring the Armadon. Blacksmith melts. 3-man Witchslayer stun, by the way, into Nightfall. Big combo coming in. Can they burst out the Pestilence? They can, as well as the Vindicator. And now Haggis here. Do they have a TP stopper for this Accursed? It doesn't matter because there's the Bad Blast Dutch. And boom! Huge Witchslayer initiation into Nightfall combination. That is exactly what they needed to try to cut this golden XP gap down a bit.
Yeah, so they had no Sandwraith ultimate there, which is maybe like what they were lacking here a little bit in terms of damage. But you know, they were just trying to ignore the Armadon and go for the Blacksmith in the backline, which makes sense. But if you have the Sandwraith there ultimating to stop that Witchslayer jump from happening, that is, you know, suddenly like a way different team fight. Because suddenly like Witchslayer takes a little bit of damage, it's suddenly only like 400 HP, because a couple of Sandwraith hits or whatever. And, you know, you cannot jump anymore. Actually, Sandwraith, maybe, sorry, Witchslayer running into the Sandwraith here.
It was definitely an oversight for them to dive a bit close to the base, because, like you said, the counter jump was definitely there when they had the ultimates down. Probably an oversight.
Like getting Armadon in like your midst, right? Because they were trying to ignore the Armadon. But by doing that, like the Armadon was all the way in the middle of the team fight, exactly where it wants to be. Which is not what you want.
It's almost got his demonic finished. It's going for a tanky item build this game with the he had the very early barbed armor. Now he's going for the demonic, following up the shamans. We see some Drunken Heads in the works, both for Parallax and Benzington on each side. Sandwraith, do you think he'll also go for a Shrunken Head, or is there something else he should go for? He's got a full Hyper Crown and 2,700 gold. It's not buying any components to anything right now.
Yeah, so I'm thinking... I was also thinking more about like why the Legion's Hellborn side is not picking up an Arcane Bomb, but I think Blacksmith is going for that. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's arguably one of the better counter items to Sandwraith.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a must. Again, I think if Arcane Bomb did not exist, Sandwraith would be a really strong hero.
Same with Exemplar too, right?
No, Exemplar is just not a hero in my opinion.
But you're saying Arcane Bomb, if it didn't exist, wouldn't he be much stronger?
No. Yeah, it would be stronger, but it would like turn him like it would change him from like a creep that you can farm to like a decent hero, you know, a niche pickup. Because Exemplar has a lot more issues than just his illusions dying.
You sound like a Exemplar hater. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm sounding like a realist.
A realist Exemplar hater.
Yeah, those are often overlapping. Funny enough. Okay,
Curse has staff now, man. How did they kill this guy?
He already did have that actually when the last team fight in the bottom lane.
Oh.
But like
did he just mistime the ulti and didn't heal up, or?
No. He ultimated after the Witchslayer stun.
Okay.
But then they just, you know, he doesn't run away or something. Not from a hag at least.
All fire really picked up by Sandwraith.
Yeah, so I was thinking, what you usually want.
2.
Maybe, yeah, no, it is. There's something being delivered. But like, what you usually want on a Sandwraith is Resto plus staff effect. Oh, actually.
Yep, here we go. Earth Shatter's up. They're going for Blacksmith and Armadon. Barbed Armor's up. A lot of good return pressure. Parallax forces him back. Chucking it on the Benzington. I don't think he got the best Nightfall in. And the team support is just falling apart around Bensington, he has to fall back. Armadon's still alive for now. They did lose the Wretched Hag, though. Good focus fire coming in from Legion. They get 2 kills, and I think they escape with 0 casualties themselves.
Yeah, so the Bensington ultimate indeed didn't really hit any important targets there. And I think that comes down to them not really having the same amount of lockdown as the other side has, right? Because if the Witch Slayer is not jumping, then what is your lockdown really? Blacksmith, is kind of difficult to really get a good stun off, because at this moment Blacksmith is a bit too underfarmed to just, play ballsy. Because if he does that, he runs into a Pestilence, so Pestilence 3-shots him at this point, I believe. With his 4.9 armor. So it's difficult, because you need them... You somehow need to force them to go on the Armadon.
Oof, Blacksmith has minus 16 armor with the Swarm on him. Gersh getting minied up, but he removes it with the Flame Consumption. What's it called now? It's called Burning Consumption when it gets upgraded. Parallax is in, pops the Shrunken Header. Shatter takes out the Blacksmith. It's still going, though. Doesn't want to really focus Armadon, though. Meanwhile, in the background, Pestilence diving the Witch Slayer. He takes him out in the base. You go for
How many hits was that?
Counter initiation target. Probably 3, maybe 2. Parallax now. Getting counter chased. Doesn't have a fulcrum jump. Hag is pretty far forward. Is getting melted by the Sandwraith right clicks with the Hyper Crown. And Bensington did jump in. He can't really find a target though. He has to pop the Shrunken, but it's too late. The right click swarm damage coming in from Pesty is too much. Now Armadon's all by himself. He has been deserted. And he will fall. And it ends up being a full genocide as 2 players do end up respawning for Hellborn naturally.
Yeah, Armadon at this point does not have the highest mana pool, right? It's 700, but after he casts 4 Ws, it's already 4 mana. And
there's still a final chapter.
Oh yeah,
it's Dove in the base here.
Yeah, no, but Nullfire is just such a good tool against the Armadon, right?
Oh yeah, and the Barbed Armor as well. Now that he's got a level 3.
Yeah, but Armadon is more a hero that you want to just mana drain, so he's less of a threat. And then just deal with him later after you deal with everyone else,
Oh,
he's way down the priority list of targets to focus down.
Hag blinks in, trying to bait for the Bensington, ends up missing the joust. Oh, Sandwraith taking some heavy pressure here. Bats! Oh, Sandwraith could maybe fall here to the DOTs. He will. Yeah. That's a big kill for the Hag. It's 1,028 gold. I think he'll finish his Shrunken now.
Yeah, that's an entire student loan of worth of money.
Student loan.
Yep. Average student loan right there. No, but that's a lot of gold. And I think that's
a hard game to be Bensington, man.
Yeah, it's difficult because your team is not really capable of setting up, because anytime they try to set up...
Vindicator, boom, presses R.
Or Sandwraith's, boom, counter initiation, yeah?
Yeah.
And
then he has to use his Nightfall at the exact right time, because he could just get his channel stopped.
Yep. Then again, if you're trading an Bensington ultimate for Vindy ultimate at this stage, I don't think that's terrible.
Probably not, but now he's got a Resto Stone. This Vindy is so farmed.
Oh.
It's got PK Resto.
I got another question. If you see the unit frames, right? To the left of the unit frames, you see the items, right?
The unit frames, what are we talking about here?
So, it's just your screen.
Okay,
you see the left and the right, you see the left is Legion, right is Hellborn, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And to the corners of there, you see the items.
Yes.
They disappeared from me, and I don't know how to get them back.
Press F1 repeatedly until it pops out.
Ah, there you go. Thank you. It's been driving me nuts.
Oh, should have asked earlier. Big team fight, by the way, happening. Bensington stuns. Earthshatter's still going. I think Legion is just too strong, right? They have a 20,000 gold lead. The items are coming through.
Yeah, and heroes like Bensington, Bensington does not have that much agility at this point. It's not like a Moon Queen or something. He has 14 armor, but you know,
he kind of needs to be ahead, right? He's not like a carry that kind of competes on unequal with a hero like Sandwraith, for example.
Bensington, in my view, is always a tricore hero.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. He's not like a... I mean, they do have that as well, but it's just the heroes he's playing against, I feel, make it very difficult for him. By the way, they had another Earthshatter there in that fight. He got boosted by the staff, right? By the Pestilence.
Yep.
So he's actually doing... Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I think staff like halves the cooldown on the ultimate.
Yep.
So at the moment it's like 35 seconds cooldown.
It makes half the damage go through Shrunken as well. Makes it superior magic. So
it's just a really convenient.
More problems for Bensington to deal with now.
What do you think about spells on their pickup on the Parallax?
Ooh. He probably picked that up for Armadon, I guess. I don't.
Wouldn't spell shots make more sense?
I'm not sure if it was necessary to pick up Asunder. I mean, they have one vestment item, or no, sorry, they have a vestment on Blacksmith as well. So 2 heroes have it, but I think you could make an argument for spell shards. I guess he would rather have the Sunder debuff against the Armadon. I don't think it's that bad. So you would rather have shards, it sounds like.
No, I'm thinking like, okay, so when is spells Sunder good, right?
Where did Sandwraith port to? He just got jumped by the hag. He ports onto Witchslayer and kills him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, and like at this point, hag kind of needs and staff as well. Because you have a Shrunken Head on the Parallax, Shrunken Head on the Pesty. Probably a Shrunken Head soon on the Sandwraith, if I had to guess.
Crystal Stone on Sandwraith and Vindy now. Oh boy.
Oh, actually, Sandwraith got staff boost as well.
Oh right, the Accursed. We forgot about him. That was the plan all along, I guess. They just wanted staffs on everyone.
Yeah, staff Vindy makes sense as well.
Staff Vindy becomes into a right dies. They're diving into the base though, but they are going to take out the tower.
Maybe the barbed armor doing work, because it's difficult to cancel damage from Parallax.
Yes, that's true.
As a Parallax.
Sandwraith wasn't here, by the way. Now he is, and Hag just gets deleted on top of the Pesty stun. Bensington, knife falls in, tries to go for the Vindicator, gets shielded up, does dodge the stun, but the shield blows up. Vindicator is going to fall, though. And Pesty is owning the Bensington. He just sent him into the respawner.
Like, -5 armor. After the ultimate.
Oh,
that's just and you have like, you know, Geobane and Shrunken to get rid of the swarm, but
yeah, that's actually the Mega Creeps, by the way.
Oh yeah,
they will go for a CC here. Looks like we will have Lotus Casebook, our Legion side here, gonna take this best of 1 single elimination match, but this one a little bit longer than some of the earlier matches that were covered.